ICE offices in Foley Square ramped up certainly as the hours passed into the night. Officers in riot gear clashing with many of the demonstrators as we got to the 9, 10, 11 o'clock hour, eventually spilling into the area on Duane Street. At least those 80 arrests. Again, this went on until about midnight. Earlier, as you mentioned, those demonstrations were pretty peaceful. Let's hear from some that were in the crowd.
The reason that I'm here is because I need to speak up. There's a lot of people that are afraid to come here. Even that they got papers, I mean, they're legal.
So this is way bigger than undocumented or documented. Everybody needs to be out here fighting this authoritarianism.
Organizers tell me they'll be back. Same place, Foley Square, demonstrating at 5 o'clock tonight. Glenn Schuck, 1010 wins, 92.3 FM in Lower Manhattan.
As for the feds possibly getting involved in demonstrations here, Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch tells MSNBC's Morning Joe.
I spent the weekend on the phone with our federal partners in New York City, the head of the FBI in New York, Federal Protective Services, Homeland Security investigations. The message that I delivered to them was very clear. At the New York City Police Department, we are expert in policing protests. We have lots of practice at it, and our cops are the best of the world.
As the National Guard and Marines remain on patrol, Los Angeles officials are taking a few steps to control what's been going on in about a 5-block radius of downtown LA.
LA's mayor denying this is a citywide crisis, but imposing a curfew overnight for parts of downtown from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. The curfew expected to last for several days. The mayor saying Monday night alone, 23 businesses were looted with damages in the millions.
That's correspondent Lionel Moyes. Governor Gavin Newsom took to the internet to both tell Californians to abide by the law and to call out the president.
Authoritarian regimes begin by targeting people who are least able to defend themselves, but they do not stop there. Trump and his loyalists, they thrive on division because it allows them to take more power and exert even more control.
Newsom has asked a federal court to block the Trump administration from using the National Guard and Marines to assist with immigration raids in LA. He filed an emergency request, but the judge set a hearing for tomorrow. It is formal charges now against a local member of Congress.
U.S. Rep. LaMonica McIver has been indicted on federal charges that she impeded and interfered with immigration officers outside a New Jersey detention center. The incident 1 month ago was while Newark's mayor was being arrested after he tried to join a congressional oversight visit at the facility. Police body cam video shows McIver's elbows pushing into an officer, but it's not clear if it was intentional. On social media, she writes that she will plead not guilty and says the facts will show she was simply doing her job.
Correspondent Matt Piper, the charges against Newark's mayor, Ross Baraka, were later dropped. He is now suing acting U.S. Attorney Alina Habba. Your AccuWeather out the window forecast from Windorama. Mostly sunny skies. We're at 65 degrees. The humidity is 84%, and the winds are basically calm. Sunny, a very warm day today. Could see some haze from the smoke from the Canadian wildfires. The high temp this afternoon, 84 degrees. Election season now really shifting into gear in New Jersey, where primary voters have chosen their candidates for governor. On the Republican side, Jack Ciattarelli.
And to our most well-known part-time New Jersey resident who honored me with his endorsement and strong support, thank you, President Donald J. Trump.
For the Democrats, Mikey Sherrill, who told supporters we're in an American crisis.
The fight for justice, for liberty, for opportunity, and for prosperity. And once again, it is New Jersey's responsibility to lead this great nation.
Election day is Tuesday, November 4th. Andrew Cuomo says he is deeply honored. That's after he received the endorsement for mayor from former mayor Mike Bloomberg. Cuomo telling ABC7.
He managed the city well. Things worked. And he understands that a mayor has to be able to manage. A mayor needs experience.
Political consultant Hank Shonkoff tells 1010 wins with the margin between Cuomo and Zohran Mamdani getting thinner. Any endorsement helps, and Bloomberg's is a pretty big one. His prediction for the more progressive candidate?
Mamdani is going to spend his time trying to turn out younger voters. He'll have all kinds of people on the street from all over the country who are going to come here as part of his team to try to turn out the vote. And the negative attacks by the Mamdani campaign against legitimate candidates will only increase.
Primary day in New York is June 24th. The Transit Workers Union is calling on the MTA to do more to keep its employees safe. This in the wake of two separate attacks on subway workers yesterday. One where a man slashed a conductor across the face. That was at a 6 train station in the Bronx. TWU local president John Chiarello spoke to 1010 Wins.
He was only on the job a few months, just a little over a year. So, how is she going to complete another 24 years or more, depending on her age? She was 36 years old with 15 months on the job.
The MTA is referring comment on the incidents to the NYPD. The agency has not responded to the criticism from the TWU. The story of a missing toddler from the Bronx takes an even more disturbing turn.
For a second day, NYPD dive team searching the Bronx River at Garrison Park for missing 2-year-old boy Montrell Williams. He was last seen visiting his father on May 10. When he wasn't returned to his mom, she called the police. Then on June 9, they ran into each other on the street. She asked where her son is. The boy's father allegedly shows her a knife and says Montrell is in the Bronx River. Cops arrest him for the knife incident and are questioning him about the boy. Mayor Adams talking about the case.
We're not leaving any stone unturned. We're going to do a thorough investigation to determine where the child is or the outcome of the investigation.
The boy's father is in police custody and being questioned. At Garrison Park under the Bruckner Expressway, Monica Guy, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
New charges have been unsealed in an alleged plot targeting Jewish people here in New York City.
Federal prosecutors say a 20-year-old Pakistani national wanted to carry out a coordinated attack with AR-15 style rifles on a Jewish center in Brooklyn in the name of ISIS. The FBI, quoting the suspect Mohammed Khan, is saying New York is perfect to target Jews. Even if we don't attack an event, we could rack up easily a lot of Jews. We are going to NYC to slaughter them. Authorities say Khan was talking to undercover law enforcement officers, allegedly saying he was trying to create a real offline cell. Khan was arrested last September in Canada, 12 miles from the border, where the FBI says he tried to hire someone to smuggle him into the United States.
Correspondent Aaron Katursky. Khan is due in Manhattan federal court later today. Secretary of State Marco Rubio criticizing the United Kingdom over their move to join the group of nations sanctioning the Israeli government over the war in Gaza. In a statement, he called Hamas a terror group and said there's no equivalence between it and Israel and that the sanctions do nothing to advance efforts for a ceasefire or to end the war. Meantime, there is word of another shooting at an aid site in the region.
We have heard from officials in Gaza that at least 36 people were killed and more than 100 injured. And this is according to local hospitals in Gaza. Now, in a statement, the Israeli army said, quote, that they were firing warning shots to distant suspects who they say were advancing in the area and posed a threat to troops.
That's correspondent Marcus Moore. Palestinian health officials saying at least 163 people have been killed, hundreds more wounded in a number of recent shootings near humanitarian aid sites. All right, shifting gears to a story that renters here in the city are going to love to hear. A federal judge has denied a request to pause that new law that bans broker fees. So it takes effect today. It means that if the landlord hired the broker, they need to pay any fee, not the tenant. Not everyone thinks it's going to do much good, however. Critics say landlords are likely just going to include that cost in the rent, so tenants would end up paying regardless. Now this message: injured, call Mikhail Yadgaroth, personal injury attorney, 718-333-0812. Wins News Time 8:11, traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
Could see some lingering fog out there. Just in case, leave yourself a little bit of extra travel time. Better safe than sorry. Queens is first on the roadways. Eastbound Jackie Robinson and westbound Jackie Robinson have delays to Metropolitan Avenue. On the eastbound side, there is an accident, and it blocks at least one lane. Over in New Jersey, we've got westbound 46 delayed into Lower Notch Road in Little Falls. There's an accident there. We've got one lane blocked in that area. If you're traveling in Connecticut, good news. Southbound Connecticut Turnpike's exit ramp to 6th and Stanford just reopened. There are still slow traffic delays there, and on the Merritt, continue to take Route 1 for the time being. As we check what we see on Long Island's Big 3, westbound Southern State, near exit 33 for Route 109, has police activity on the right shoulder. You could run into some slowdowns there. The westbound LIE is delayed from Glen Cove Road out into New Hyde Park Road. The Northern State is slow around Meadowbrook Parkway, and the Southern State has westbound traffic that slows down between the Wantagh at 28 and the Meadowbrook Parkway at 22. Traffic is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Our next report is 8:21. I'm Karen Stewart, 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Save on premium protein at Whole Foods Market. Get 20% off no antibiotics ever boneless beef ribeye roast and steaks with Prime through June 17th. Throw it on the grill or roast it on the stove. Shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
So apparently it was like herding cats. Lin-Manuel Miranda on what it took to make the magic happen Sunday at the Tonys. We'll tell you all about that in just a second. Your AccuWeather forecast sponsored by Roto-Rooter. Heather, speaking of magic, abracadabra, some sunshine in the forecast.
Yeah, really looking pretty nice out there this morning. We had some fog earlier. That's gone now. Lots left behind, just sunshine. A little bit of haziness you'll see from that Canadian wildfire smoke, but really not bad. Overall, it's going to be a sunny day and warmer than yesterday with a high of 84 and with less humidity as well. Tonight stays warm, mainly clear with a low near 70, and then very warm for tomorrow as well. We head up to 88 with a little more humidity back. Hazy sun will mix with some clouds as well, and there is a chance for an afternoon or early evening thunderstorm north and west of the city. That's followed by a better chance for a spotty thunderstorm on Friday anywhere and mainly in the afternoon. We'll have a mix of clouds and sun backing off to about 82 for a high. The better chance for some showers and a thunderstorm, though, will be from Friday night on into Saturday. Saturday otherwise stays humid and cooler with a high of 74. Right now, though, mostly sunny at 68 in Central Park, going up to 84. I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Heather Zayer on New York's weather station 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
All right, so if you've been watching this like a bazillion times like me, was at the Tribeca Festival last night to help launch the Collectivo Fellowship, which champions a new generation of Latinx films. 1010 Winds asked him about Sunday night's amazing Hamilton reunion at the Tonys.
The miracle that we were able to get this original cast back together. You know, they've all gone on to do such incredible things. Just literally getting everyone in the room for a few days to rehearse was the room where it happened was a logistical challenge. And so that we were able to bring the number home and play together again, it was not something I thought I would ever get to see.
As for the Tribeca event, the Collectivo Fellowship was created in partnership with the Miranda Family Fund and the Hispanic Federation. It provided 3 emerging filmmakers funding, mentorship, and an opportunity to premiere an original short film at this year's festival. 1010 Winds, by the way, is a proud media partner of the Tribeca Festival. We have the first Tony Awards fallout to report. Smash is closing. The show, which, by the way, I saw and loved, was nominated for 2 awards but did not win and has been struggling at the box office. It is loosely based on the NBC TV series with the same characters but a rejiggered plot. The final performance is June 22nd. One of the instruments stolen from the rock band Heart has been returned.
The band had set up its gear for a May 30th show at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City when someone stole Nancy Wilson's purple Telecaster electric guitar and Paul Moak's 1966 Gibson mandolin. Atlantic City police used surveillance video to identify a suspect and learned that he had sold the guitar to a woman. Detectives tracked her down and she surrendered it. The mandolin is still missing. Police warned if anyone bought it, they could be charged with receiving stolen property.
That's correspondent Michael Wallace. Think you're an avid golfer? Well, get a load of this guy who's broken the record for the longest time on the course.
He only took 5-minute breaks every hour, and with a smile on his face, Kalichi Azihi made it through 35+ hours playing golf, and he beat the Guinness World Record of 32 hours.
There was times where I almost gave up. My family, my friends that were there just said, keep going, keep going, keep going.
It all happened here at the Huntington Crescent Club, where golfers are beyond impressed.
It's just absolutely incredible.
Could you do something like that, or?
I would not need a lot of caffeine, but, maybe.
Why was it important to break the record?
People think it's for the old and wealthy people, and I want to change that narrative.
Azihi is 27 years old. Sophia Hall, 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM on Long Island.
Roto-Rooter. Plumbing problem? No match for a little DIY duct tape. Hold on. Nope. Here we go. No match for a little... dang it. Wait. Duct tape and a wrench. Leaks are no match for duct tape and a wrench. And a bucket and a towel, more duct tape, a hammer, this random tool I found in the basement, another bucket, more tape, a little more tape. Perfect. On second thought, maybe leave plumbing to the pros. That's Roto-Rooter.
And the weight of troubles down the drain.
Whoever said you can't have it all never stayed at the mansion at Ocean Edge on Cape Cod. With 429 acres, find yourself spending summer days on a private beach and lounging poolside. Find the perfect cocktail at the beach bar and the best lobster roll across 5 restaurants, including the award-winning Ocean Terrace, golf, pickleball, beach fires, live music, beach yoga, and more. Find your ideal accommodations from spacious hotel rooms to multi-bedroom villas. Find the time this summer. Find you. Visit oceanedge.com.
I'm Kiara Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WEB-NOW-1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Ain't nothing gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna slow me down. Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
From the heartbeat of Harlem to the iconic boardwalk of Coney Island, we are New York's all-news station.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good morning, 65 degrees. It is 8:20 on this Wednesday, June 11th. I'm Susan Richard. Here's what's happening. A curfew in LA and at least 80 arrested here in New York. The latest on the anti-ICE demonstrations coming up with our Glenn Schuck. The Donald Trump felony conviction in his hush money case, that is back in court today. We'll tell you why. The late Congressman Charlie Rangel to lie in state at City Hall for 2 days ahead of his funeral Friday at St. Pat's. The defense grilling another of Sean Combs' exes at his sex trafficking trial. Lawyers for R. Kelly asking President Trump to help get the convicted singer out of jail. In sports, Mets and Yanks both won. AccuWeather sunny, a warm day, the high 84. 8:21, another check of traffic and transit. Here's Karen Stewart.
We go to Queens first, over to the Jackie Robinson Parkway, where we've got delays east and westbound into Metropolitan Avenue. Eastbound on the Jackie Robinson and Metropolitan, there is an accident. It blocks at least one lane. The westbound Grand Central Parkway has an accident over at Main Street. The westbound Grand Central delays go back to the Clearview. It's heavy enough around the Clearview on the Grand Central west and east that it's backing up the southbound Clearview itself from 73rd Avenue down to the Grand Central Parkway. The Van Wyck is very slow on the northbound side to Atlantic Avenue from back to the belt, and very heavy on the southbound side from the Kew Gardens interchange into Atlantic Avenue. In Brooklyn, the inbound Gowanus delay is going to start in the 50s now and get heavier and heavier the closer you get to Atlantic. And we've got westbound BQE delays from Greenpoint Avenue down Roosevelt Avenue down into McGinnis-Humboldt Street. And then we're delayed again from Metropolitan Avenue into Atlantic as we check what we see on Long Island's Big 3. Westbound LIE slowdowns into 39 for Glen Cove Road. Westbound Northern State delays at Meadowbrook Parkway. And we've got a westbound Southern State delay out of 22 getting out into exit 21. Well, the fog's still out there lingering this morning. Maybe mass transit's a good idea. And traffic is sponsored by Hatfield. Better care, better port. I'm Karen Stewart. 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Have fun at golf, honey. Time for a little Hatfield.